Well, it is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It is election day. I have voted. Nick
Mm-hmm.
E. Anderson has voted.
Boom.
Boom. And it'll be an interesting night. But we're not here to talk about politics. We're here to talk about something even more exciting, wrestling.
Exactly. Boom.
How are you doing, Nick?
No, I'm doing pretty good. As you said, election day, it feels good. And we're soon going to go on vacation, I think. That's something to look forward to, right? I think 1 week, soon,
What?
maybe?
What are you talking
No.
about? Vacation?
Yeah, don't we get like a week off soon?
What?
Like, is sportlov?
Are you talking about fall break?
Yeah.
No, it's called the November break for a reason.
Shit. I thought we were close. Okay, never mind. Okay.
You just started.
Right.
You've been three. You're going into your fourth week of school.
I think it's like third week, maybe.
Third or fourth week. I don't know. So you're completely wrong.
That's completely right. Yeah, shit. It's already got bored. Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, we're going to talk about Uncivil War, which was a Twitch special that was 3 weeks ago or something like that, I think. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're a little bit behind on that. Already up on the GWN network is Bad Intentions. And today, right now, as we're sitting here talking, where we could be watching it instead, is MediaCon, Impact Wrestling in Great Britain. That's happening right now. I saw a little bit of Matt Sydal, Trevor Lee, and Rich Swann against each other. So
little Ricky.
So that looks good. Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about Uncivil War. Uncivil War was presented as a special with Impact wrestlers versus NGW wrestlers, I think. I think that was what it was called. Which is not a promotion that I'm familiar with. Mm-hmm. But there were quite a few wrestlers here that I did not recognize.
Yeah, well, if for the record, if he doesn't recognize anyone, I ain't gonna recognize anyone. So it's totally fine. If you don't recognize them, I ain't gonna recognize them. So
that's true. Anyway, so we'll rate him, give him a star rating, and then both you and I will choose who we would like to see in Impact, right? So we started off with a tag team match. It was Matt Sydal and Rich Swann tagging together. This was before their issues, obviously, in Impact, versus AR Fox and some dude named Menace. Now, AR Fox I am familiar with from before. Rich Swann and AR Fox had some awesome matches in both Dragon Gate USA and in a promotion called Evolve. So, and I've always said that AR Fox should be in Impact.
Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm.
So how did you like this tag match?
No, I mean, as you say, AR Fox, he was pretty good. I think his other friend, what was his name now again?
Menace.
I think that guy showed a lot of potential. He really showed that he could do his stuff, his job, as a wrestler. And he did it very, very, very well, and he delivered as well. And you can see that throughout the match. It was a cool match, hard hitting, fast paced. Really got some nice flying towards the end. He knows what to do and executes the moves well.
Menace was impressive. Of all of the 4 wrestlers that were in the ring, Menace was probably the one that was least experienced. You could see it. He didn't really hit the moves completely clean. He was also a very big dude. And I'm kind of wondering why he was wearing a mask, because I think that he would probably have been scarier with all those dreadlocks and everything like that. I think it would have been more intimidating if he had not had a mask on. But he might have his reason. A lot of times people wear masks because they don't want their friends and family to know that they wrestle. So.
But yeah, more scarier without the mask. Your face might be so ugly.
The one thing that I reacted to in this match was that Matt Sydal wasn't actually in the match a lot. He was oftentimes on the outside.
Exactly, which wasn't that good. And it's an opening match. It has to perform very, very well. So Yeah, I don't know. Rich did a lot. Eric Fox was good, but like you say, Seidel a lot passive.
Yeah. In the end, I think, A.R. Fox, this kind of entourage that he has with him, these guys that hang out with him at the ringside, that's kind of like a newer thing. He never used to have it. Have that. He was always kind of alone. So that's kind of fun to see that his character is kind of evolving to this. I don't know, what's some kind of party guy. But
Kind of, yeah.
But in the end, A.R. Fox and Menace win when A.R. Fox hits the low main pain, which is a kind of like a top rope Spanish fly move. And he wins. I gave this a 375 rating because I think it was a little bit Menace. I think, and the fact that Matt Sydal wasn't in the match so much, I think. Had Sydal been in it, we'd seen a different tempo and a different style, I think.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with you. I'd most probably say 3.5, because like you say, it wasn't as good. We expected more.
Then we had Trevor Lee versus Myron Reed. Myron Reed I had not seen before. I feel like I recognize the name, but I had not seen him before. How did you like this match?
It was a good match. I mean, high flying, but it wasn't really hard hitting. X Division, Trevor, guys know.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor's performance was, really shit in the beginning, but but somehow he actually stepped it up in the end and killed those last minutes.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give him a lot of shit because, like, in the beginning, I don't know what was wrong with him, but he stepped it up and he delivered. So.
Yeah, and I think Myron Reed was impressive too. He didn't look like much for the world. I mean, he wasn't a big dude. He wasn't a super muscular dude. But he did well, and I think that he's a guy who's got potential, and I think you could see an impact in like an X Division tournament or something. I think what I feel like Impact needs to do, they need to have like another kind of like Super X Cup or something like that, but is like for a longer period of time and a lot more wrestlers involved.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Trevor Lee wins in the end with a double stomp. I gave this a 4 stars because I thought, as you said, it was a little slow moving in the beginning, but Trevor Lee did find his feet, and he stomped them into Myron Reed.
Yeah, I would most probably say like 3.25. Like you say, good match, but just some slacking moves here and there.
Then we actually get to the match where the one that I thought was the best, which was Nicole Payne versus Su Yung. What did you think about it?
Yeah, I'm just going to read as I took notes here. Awesome match, hard hitting, as well as high flying. Nicole had a great teamwork with Young, and Young could also, Young could also like show us her actual potential and what she actually goes for. I think Nicole impressed me, and it was just a really good match to watch.
I think it was also interesting how into Nicole Payne the audience seemed to be. They were like going crazy for her, and I think that does something because obviously that's not going to translate into, say, you can't pick her from NGW and just take her into Impact and expect her to perform as well. She showed that she was a good wrestler and she has some great moves, but in the end, she was a homegrown star. Everybody loved her, and a lot of her badassness came from her being at home. So I think you got to take that into consideration. Otherwise, I thought this was an awesome match. Su Yung, because I feel like Su Yung matches can be a little hit or miss. Yeah. Sometimes she's really good, and sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're shit. Depends on her.
Exactly.
I think a lot.
Yeah, so true. And sometimes it's just slow pace. Sometimes she doesn't really know what to do. Sometimes, like you say, she misses her moves. I don't know. But this match definitely, I think, worth the watch. It was a good match.
Agree. I gave this 4.5 stars. Nicole Payne wins. Defeats Su Yung with a spinning kick.
Yeah. Like I said, she impressed me. Wow. Su Young might not be like the best wrestler, but she does know what she's doing. I mean, she's not like a newbie, so wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, 4 stars, totally.
Next, and I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because I want to know how you felt about Eli Drake versus Joey Ryan.
I mean, I don't know. It was an alright match. A bit slow at some points. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if it was supposed to be a comedy, but it was, hard hitting, and both performed well with a good and working teamwork. Sure. But some points they were just slacking, very slow, and that just, I didn't really want to watch the match anymore. Those slow points really destroyed it for me.
I feel that you're not addressing the elephant in the room, which is the penis play in the match.
Oh, well, you want to take that up, or?
Well, that's what I wanted to know. How you felt about it.
I tried to not think about it, but
well, the thing is that Joey Ryan has become a viral star sensation that transcends wrestling because of, in a promotion called DDT in Japan, he does that, the penis suplex, as it's called, or something like that, or the penis flip, where he grabs them kind of with his penis and then flips them over, which was what Eli Drake was trying to do, but couldn't. So that's like all part of the bit. And the whole thing where Eli Drake was talking to Joey Ryan's penis and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I just tried to focus on the moves as a whole, and
it's very nice of you.
Just look there and try to avoid that.
Well, the thing is that Joey Ryan is a bona fide star. I mean, he is one of the independent wrestling world's bigger stars. He was at Impact for a short while, actually, before they kind of cleaned house. There was a period in Impact where they just kind of got rid of everybody, and they got rid of Petey Williams, and they got rid of a bunch of people that they felt they didn't know what to do with. And Joey Ryan was one of them, and he wasn't in Impact for, maybe a year at most. And then he didn't do the whole penis thing, but he's always been done, like the baby oil on top of himself and stuff, like, because he's supposed to be like some kind of 80s porn star. That's kind of like his gimmick.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember what happened in the end, but didn't he stick the lollipop that he had in his mouth or had in his pants in the referee's mouth?
Yeah, I think, yeah, there was something similar to that, but
that's kind of how it ended, and Eli Drake hit a low blow and hit Joey Ryan with the gravy train.
And that was boom. Finished.
Yeah. And then how it, I gave it 3.5 stars just because, I don't have anything against Joey Ryan. I like Joey Ryan. I like his style. But in the end, I think this wasn't maybe the right place for it. And, I would have wanted to see it go into more wrestling. When you have Eli Drake, it's fine when it's comedy and stuff like that. But then I felt like they should have had a different opponent. When you have Eli Drake, you need to have a different type of match.
Absolutely. Was it just me, or were there like some slow points in the match?
No, it was slow. It was slow, and I would have rather seen them have Eli Drake fight somebody else, like Lenny Stratton that we see later in the match.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree. Yeah, 3.5 maybe. It was okay.
Then we had a tag team match. It was the War Kings versus Lynch Mob. Also 2 teams that I had never seen before. How did you like this match?
I seriously thought it was a great match, though. War Kings were a bit OP when I was thinking about it. One guy is the high-flying dude, and then you got one guy which is the hard-hitting dude. A great tag team in theory. But I think the Lynch Mob, they stepped it up very, very well. They looked like they were going to get demolished in the beginning, but they actually stepped it up and delivered, and that's really how they won. They got a lucky opportunity and took it. So, wow.
Yeah, I think the Lynch Mob, if anything, were the ones that looked like a real tag team. The War Kings looked like a real tag team too. The Lynch Mob were just like, they were younger, they were more athletic, they just had the look Something about them looked like, and I wouldn't be surprised if we would see them soon in a bigger arena at all. Lynch Mob wins with a roll up, which was a little sad. I would have liked to see maybe a real finisher.
Yeah, it was.
It felt like there were no. Well, there were 2 roll ups in was it there?
I think, yeah, one was a fail, but the other one. But I mean, some people say that the last one wasn't really counting because it wasn't a third one because he hit too early. But yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I thought that this was a good match. I gave it 4 stars, and it just makes me miss good tag team wrestling. I mean, not that Impact doesn't have good tag team wrestling. They do have good tag team wrestling, but I just wish there was more tag team wrestling with real tag teams and not just teams that you put together,
Absolutely,
because you look at LAX and the OGs, they're kind of involved with each other and not really wrestling on TV right now. So you have Grado and Joe Hendry, and then you have wrestling, then you have the Desi Hit Squad, which isn't really doing anything. Then you have Falaba and KM, which is also kind of like a team that is just put together. And then you have teams, that aren't doing anything, waiting in the wings like Z and E, and so I mean,
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, I would most probably say like 3.75, 3.5. It was okay. It was good.
And then we had Eddie Edwards versus Lenny Stratton. Lenny Stratton seemed to be very, very popular. I've never seen him before. But there was a lot of crap going on in this match. I mean, Eddie Edwards plays this crazy character perfectly, and the thing is that it was fun, which was kind of the same when he fought Trevor Lee, when he was hitting Trevor Lee with popcorn and stuff like that. Is that this is kind of like a funny Eddie Edwards, funny, crazy Eddie Edwards, where at Impact we see a crazy, more violent Eddie Edwards. He's not as funny.
He didn't give 100%. I mean, he is funny in that, but I mean, I want to see. I don't know. I guess I'm expecting him to be, hard hitting and whatnot. But here, he wasn't really delivering. I mean, come on. Where is your strength? Where is your punches? Where's your moves?
Yeah, no. I mean, that's what I meant. This is more of like a comedy Eddie Edwards, whereas the other one is usually more of a crazy, violent Eddie Edwards. And yes, I would like to see the more violent Eddie Edwards, absolutely, than anything else. The interesting thing is he tries to take out Stratton with a kendo stick. He takes off his shoe and throws it into the ring so that the ref is doing something else.
Yeah, I don't know.
He goes for a big swing with the kendo stick, misses. Stratton catches him, and a schoolboy roll up for the win. But he defeats Eddie Edwards. So that's got 2 big losses for Impact, or 3 big losses if you think of that. Su Yung, Matt Sydal and Rich Swann lose, and now Eddie Edwards.
But at the same time, I mean, I think still Lenny deserved it. I mean, because I mean, he was really secure. He was serious, and he did what he needed to do to get the win. I mean, you can't really. I mean, he deserves it.
3.5 stars I gave this just because I felt like it wasn't, as you said, it wasn't as hard hitting or as violent as it could have been.
Yeah, I would most probably say 3. Yeah, absolutely.
And then we had Hoodrich versus Moose. I've never heard of Hoodrich before. What did you think of this match?
I mean, it was a cool match. Moose finally got to meet the same wrestler as himself. I like that. It was hard hitting, high flying, which is Moose's thing. I don't know how he can be high flying and hard hitting at that size, but he is. And I think from both of them, and I think Moose took a lot of hits, which is kind of cool. He really showed his strength, and he can take a lot of stuff. And I mean, really, he took a lot. And Hoodrich, cool guy, wrestled okay, nothing really special, but he kept up with Moose, so he can't be really that bad. So you can't really complain. But I think it was a good match. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Moose wins after a disqualification. I can't remember what happened. It says I just wrote here wins with a disqualification after shenanigans, but I don't remember what those shenanigans were. Because Hoodrich had some manager with him or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah, but did he get disqualified here? Maybe you mean he got disqualified in the other match after this. I don't know. Was it really? Okay.
No.
We'll look it up.
I'll give it 3.75 stars.
Yeah, I'll most probably give it 4. I mean, I like Moose. I like Hoodrich. They're good to go.
Yeah, good to go. And then we had the main event of the evening. Feels like it went past quite quickly, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like the match, the show overall went by quickly, although it was like a 2-hour show.
Yeah, it was 20 minutes, but I don't know. There wasn't really that many fillers, so you can't really complain on that either. But
no.
I don't know. It went quick. Time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun. Matt Cross versus Sami Callihan. Callihan announces that the match is an anything goes match. How did you like Matt Cross? An indie darling. He's been around for a long time. He wrestles in Lucha Underground as well. But then he is under a mask. But yeah, no. How did you like this? I mean, I've seen Matt Cross many years. Actually, I saw him the first time on an MTV wrestling show called Pro Wrestling Society X. It was called, where I also saw Jimmy Jacobs for the first time.
Oh, from there. Wow.
And Matt Sydal actually was in that as well.
Who wasn't there?
There was a couple that weren't there, but those were the guys that were there.
Oh shit! Yeah, I mean,
and anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was an awesome match. I gotta give him that. I mean, Sami, Matt had a great teamwork. They both delivered, hard hitting, fast paced, and some high flying moments. Some points, here and there.
Well, I mean, M-Dog. Well, actually, now I'm calling him by his name that he had in Wrestling Society X. He was called M-Dog 20. Matt Cross. Yeah. But he's always been a high flyer. And he did a lot of his high flying moves and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, so it was good. It was strong. It was good, strong style match. Callihan wins after kicking Matt Cross in the balls, and then hits a stump pile driver for the win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to say, it was an impressive match. And then, when you have Sami as well, for most of the time, 90% of the time, Sami always delivers.
Mm-mm. Exactly. Yeah. But at the end, that isn't really how it ends. They want to end it on a high note, which is that Moose comes out, spears Sami Callihan, and then Matt Cross hits his finisher.
Yeah. Well, I like that twist, They didn't just end it with like a match, boom, Sami won by. No, they ended with that plot twist, boom, crushed it, and then, yeah. I mean, I like that. It.
Yeah, perfect. So what would you what did you rate this overall? Well, this match I rated 4 stars, but how did you rate it?
No, I would say 4, but overall, I mean, in a letter, or you want it in a...
Well, we usually give it a letter grade, right?
Okay, yeah. No, okay. I mean, really, what would you say? What would you say?
No, I asked you first. You go.
No, okay. Well, then I would most probably say like a B minus, maybe somewhere right there. I mean, I quite liked it. I'm not disappointed.
Mm-hmm. I'd give it a B minus, yeah, C plus B minus, somewhere there. I mean, there were a couple of things like I felt like it could have been a little bit more. Some of the matches could have been better overall for being such a short card. Being so few matches. Exactly. It feels like there's a lot of time that was wasted on other things.
Okay, absolutely, yeah, that is true. I mean, I can't say I was expecting more out of it, but as you say, some matches were like, mediocre, bit rubbish, yeah. So.
Yeah, and who would you like to see in Impact of the stars that we've seen? It would be A.R. Fox, Menace, Myron Reed, Nicole Payne, Joey Ryan, War Kings, Lynch Mob, Lenny Stratton, Hoodrich, or Matt Cross.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm already stuck on this Nicole. I'm sorry. That, I don't know. Maybe she's dumb or maybe she's really shit, but I liked her. I don't know.
I think that I could see a Nicole Payne versus Tessa Blanchard.
Oh my god. Wow.
That would be an awesome match.
With her temperament, wow. Good dog.
I would like to see Lynch Mob, actually. I'd like to see a tag team, a fully fledged tag team, not one that's just been put together for whatever reason. I'd like to see a real tag team get in.
And a tag that actually delivers as well, like you did. Absolutely, that's a great thought.
So, well, that was it for this time, Nick. Now it's time for you and I to probably sit down with a nice cup of tea. Look at Consume. The polls close in 40 minutes. We'll see who wins this well, actually, I don't think that we'll be seeing a clear winner. I think but
I mean, just to say for everyone that's not living in Sweden, it's so intense, so you don't even know what's going on.
No.
I mean, we that live in Sweden don't even know what's going to happen. So
no, I know.
We have no clue.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Nick, this has been the Wrestling Guild. We just reviewed Uncivil War. The Wrestling Guild is a subsidiary or produced by sltdwrestling.com. You can find us anywhere you find your podcast. Like us on Instagram, on Facebook to get the latest information. And yeah, we'll be talking to you on Tuesday, where we'll be reviewing Impact from last Thursday, and probably on the weekend, Saturday. I'm looking Bad Intentions or which ones do you want to watch? Bad Intentions or MediaCon? Bad Intentions, probably, huh?
I was about to say, yeah, Bad Intentions. Sounds cool.
We'll talk on Saturday then and watch Bad Intentions.
Boom, there you have it.
Yeah, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday if we don't die on the weekend, right?
Yeah, exactly. There you have it. Boom.
Bye.